Hello again. My name is Henry, and I'm here with my son Henry, and we're going to cover the development that we've made, which is the creation of a homemade autoclave. An autoclave is effectively a device that allows you to heat air, and through that heating of air, you can use it to sterilize things. Our intent today toward this project was to think of a way that we could sterilize repeatedly, durably, and easily sterilize N95 masks. These masks are not N95. This is just for demonstration purposes. I'm not going to use up an N95 mask just for this demo. But the bigger issue is that a lot of our friends, some family, and many of our neighbors among our community, we live here in Northampton, Mass, they are essential workers, and they're just normal people. They're parents like me, they're someone's child like my son, and they're just trying to make it through the day. So with having a hard time finding or getting access to N95 masks, some people just have one and they're expected to use it for the entire week. We were thinking, how can we solve this problem using real science, using real physics, and get past it? So what I'm going to demonstrate for you today is the result of roughly a week's worth of testing and development and research toward our autoclave. All right? So I have over here with me the various pieces or equipment that you will need. Most all of this can be found around the home. We didn't have to go to the store to buy anything. Water, tooth floss, a timer, which is optional, an oven mitt, scissors, some sort of oil. I'm using spray oil, but you can also just pour vegetable oil or olive oil, if you will, into a dish. That will work fine. A fork, some generic tape. I have duct tape, 4 nickels, some sort of vacuum device. We're using a handheld device, 1 trash bag, a trash bin. It doesn't have to be this large or tall. If you have smaller, that's okay. But we are choosing to use this size because we can sterilize many multiples of masks at once. And then a clothes steamer, as we've demonstrated in our prior video. The way that this works, you're going to take your trash bin, put the steamer inside of it, make sure that the steamer has water and is filled to its maximum level. Next, you're going to take the 4 nickels. You're going to take the 4 nickels, and where the power cord goes over the edge of the trash bin, you're going to put 2 nickels to either side, stacked. So basically 10 cents left and right of the power cord. And then you're going to take the duct tape and run it over one section over the back side of the nickels, another section over the front side of the nickels. The reason for this is it provides a strong seal against the power cord so that you don't lose any pressure. That is key. The 2 nickels are effectively the same height as the thickness of the power cord. Then you're going to take a third piece of tape and run that over the edge here, and then you're going to cut off a piece of dental floss, which we've already got set up. You're going to cut off a piece of dental floss going right to left, and then with a 4th piece of tape attached here on the side. So you're just basically making a bridge. This is where your mask will be held and hung. Now I have my mask. Oh, I'm ahead of myself. Then you're going to take your oil, and if it's spray type, just spray your fork, as so, and run that over the edge, like so, of the bin. The reason for this is it creates a seal to the plastic of the trash liner. This too is key toward maintaining pressure. Okay? Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your mask. Optimally, when you've come home from work or you've finished your shift at work, before you get to your car, you're going to take the mask off outside at your car. You're going to have a sandwich bag. You take the mask off, you put it into the bag, off your face, put it into the bag, and close the bag. Seal it. So that way you're not carrying any germs, bacteria, and viruses back to your home, and worse, inside your car. Once you're home with this plastic bag, you're going to open it. And again, we're here in our clean room. So this is an area dedicated to dirty materials that need to be cleaned. I'm going to open it. I'm going to back off some of the tape, like so. I'm going to run my mask through and hang it like so. And I'll grab my second mask. These are Henry and I's. And I'm touching the elastic that goes, the ear loops that go around like so. And I just hang it and double the tape under like so. All right, so I've got a nice little bridge, and that way they're hung free air. All right, next thing I do is I take my trash liner. The trash liner, you're going to take approximately 50% of the length of the bag, and you're going to knot it over. All right. The reason for that is because I'm now going to come over the top of the trash bin, like so, and then see that's how much is left. And you want to make sure that there's no air in here. This is key. So when you bunch it over, it's going to bunch up like a balloon. Press it down and then knot it off as well as you can. Okay? Next, I'm going to take the vacuum cleaner, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a minor vacuum within the bin. Within the bin. And if you see, you can see the sides of the bin sucking in. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try that again, because I want an even deeper vacuum. So I'm going to come from this edge, just put it here, and there we go. There we go. Ah, I missed it. Try once more. This part is tricky if you have a second person, that's great. But if you're alone, you live alone, you just have to manage it. There we go. Okay. Yep. That's much better. You see how deep that is? All right, and then watch the sides of the container. See that?
Sounds like a drum.
Sounds like a drum. That's what we want. All right, so now I'm going to pull the plastic down like so. And then see this here? That's the oil grabbing onto the plastic of the liner. This is key so that we know we have good contact between the liner and the bin. Put this over here. All right. Then last, I'm going to take the timer, and if you don't happen to have one of these, that's fine. If you don't happen to have one, you should be standing here watching it. But if you do happen to have one, you can basically set it for 15 minutes. This particular timer has half-hour increments. So I've set it just a little bit forward of the full hour. So it should be about 20 minutes or so. So I'm going to plug it into the timer. And turn it on. I have already I've turned on the steamer that's inside, so it's already on. So the timer itself is my on-off switch. Again, if you did not have a timer, you plugging it into the wall becomes your on-off switch. Okay? And I can hear it now activating. Yep, I can hear it making steam right now. It starts right away quick. Now, the way that this works is that the water is getting boiled, and it reaches a peak boil at 212 degrees. What we're creating here, by sucking out the air and creating a slight vacuum, we've created a condition where when the steam comes out of the device, it is trapped inside of the bin. It is trapped inside of the bin, so that air becomes super, super hot, and it maintains the temperature. And we've tested where it's roughly 210 degrees, a little bit higher, but it holds at just about 210 degrees. 210 is actually the standard from the NIOSH for the sterilization of N95 masks. And we're able to hold that temperature for as long as 20 minutes to our testing using this particular device. If you happen to have a larger steamer with a larger capacity, then you're going to be able to hold even longer. I have here this glove. The purpose of this glove is to allow you to be able to remove the liner, the trash liner, once this gets hot. And it gets very hot. Again, I'm talking about between 210 and 212 degrees. It is quite warm. So you want to be careful about putting your hand near that steam. When you open this, that steam's going to want to exit, and it won't hurt. You can't get you can get a burn if you stuck your hand in there. But if you're just quick about it or careful, you can definitely get this out and manage it without hurting yourself. But using the cooking mitt makes life a lot easier. I don't know if you can hear that. But it's boiling, and in a moment you're going to see this start rising. So what I've done is I take the mitt off and I lay it across the top, and see, that way there's a weight on top of this which is pressing this down, and it's reducing the amount of airspace, potential airspace that's inside the device, so that again it further increases the ability for the water to overboil, to get superheated. And that's the sound that you want, that bubbling. And right there, and now you can see the liner growing, and in a moment it is going to be so hot that you can't even put your hand to it comfortably. As well, the waste bin itself, and this is pretty thick plastic, it's just a standard kitchen waste bin. This will get super hot too, to the point that putting your hand to it will be uncomfortable.
And you can see as it grows, the seal still maintains around the outside.
Yep. And that seal continues along on the outer as well as the top. So we have found in testing that oil works really great against the plastic to maintain that pressure seal. Now at 200, we've looked this up. There's a law of physics called Boyle's law, and at 212 degrees, there's roughly a 5 psi pressure development. And so 5 psi, it's barely anything. It's not a lot of pressure. So you don't have to worry about this being exploding or projectile throwing anything out. That's not going to happen. But the pressure is enough that it can pull this liner away from the edge. So that's why it's important. You got to have a really good seal. Okay?
Also, you can see there's no steam coming out of the outside of the trash can.
Correct.
And if you do see that, it means that your seal's not tight enough. As we don't want any steam coming out, because a loss of steam is a loss of heat.
Yep. So that's, Henry's dead on correct. So any loss of if you detect any steam coming out of this, then that's energy that you're losing, which is heat. And the intent here is that we want to superheat, we want to superheat the masks that are inside with the focus of sterilizing them, of killing the viruses that might be on it, as well as any bacteria or germs. So we're still running the device, and we're waiting for it to just completely run out of water. Just wanted to show you that that seal has held, and it's all the way around. See that seal? And that's these little bits, that's air that's trapped between the plastic of the liner, the plastic of the waste bin, and within the oil. The oil is key here. Okay, so we're back. You'll notice that I've moved the glove a little bit. When this rises from the steam, it can be pretty vigorous, the amount of pressure. So in this case, I moved the glove back a little bit just to make sure that we had a good pressure on the liner bin here at where the electrical cord comes out. You have to make sure that we don't have any steam evacuate from there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the unit. All right. I'm going to use my glove, and the glove itself is crazy hot. Like when you touch it, it is uncomfortably hot. So be careful putting your hand inside of it. The inside of the glove is very hot. All right. And look, you still got that vacuum.
Vacuum still remains.
Still got that vacuum that you're looking for. You're going to take the glove and break the seal. And you see all that steam coming off? Woo! Wow. All right. So I'm going to put this on the floor here. And in this case, it's okay, but the tape did not hold in this case against the weight of the mask. So I'm going to reach in, and now they're sterilized. And so the last thing to do, oh, that's even hot. Jeez. Just touching the loop is hot.
And because it's just steam, you can put that, just let it dry, and there's no danger to putting it on your mouth or anything. Yep. It's completely safe. It's literally water.
So the last thing we're going to do is just let it air dry overnight. Put it in a place where it has direct exposure to sun in the morning. And so it'll air dry, and then the sun will remove any additional water buildup, and you're good to go.
So it's 17 minutes to completely sterilize your mask.
Yep.
With water.
So I'll show you. Woo! Very hot. Quite hot. Okay. Quite hot. Okay, and we've used up all the water that was inside of here. And if you were here, you would be able to smell it creates a scent of heat. Woo! Very hot, very hot. So this is all natural, it's just water. Do not put any kind of adulterant in the water. Don't put lavender oil or anything like that in the water. Just straight water. If you happen to have distilled water around the house that you buy from the store, that's even better, but we're just using tap water right from Northampton City. Okay, this is our autoclave. This is what we've developed and designed from, again, using science. And most people do not have the money to purchase a real autoclave, but the science of it is nothing more than a vacuum, slight vacuum, and steam, and that steam being heat under pressure. So that's what we have, and we're hoping that we're going to share this with the world, and hopefully that our friends, family, and neighbors, that they can do better and survive the situations that are going on right now with the COVID virus, and that they can get home to their family and their children and enjoy life as we have been. Feel free to put in your comments below, and we will see you again soon.